Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. What a wonderful evening. What a tremendous honor it is to be up here tonight. My nephew, James, has been following my career for a very long time. And then when this opportunity arose, he gave me a call and asked me if I would do it. I said, sure, I'll do anything for you. You're my nephew. I said, what do you want me to talk about? He said, you talk about whatever you want to talk about. So I put a little bit of thought behind it. And if you know Coach Hickey, sometimes he'll come from left field with some ideas. So I took this one on my own. And so what I wanted to share with you tonight, especially with the student athletes, is what football means to a military member, especially a military member who's deployed downrange. All right? But before I do that, I want to echo the coach's comments earlier about the significance of this weekend, Martin Luther King. I don't know if many of you know, Martin Luther King didn't play sports. He was a little too busy trying to bring people together. But one of the things he did realize was that sports does just that. Sports brings so many people together. Look around this room. The diversity in this room is tremendous. And I see that every day when I was in the Air Force. So I really appreciate what Martin Luther King has done for our country, and he's definitely one of my great American heroes. I want to reach out and thank the coaches. The coaches who take their time to lead, coach, and mentor our young folks who are coming up. It's not just about football. They're instilling more in you, the character traits that will continue on for you to be a successful young person. You guys don't sometimes realize that as they're instilling those traits, because they're kicking you in the butt to try to make you be better and better. But those traits of excellence, sacrifice, commitment, and accountability. The accountability piece, accountable to each other, right? Not just on the football field, but off the football field, as the coach mentioned. So if you see somebody doing wrong, you make it right. If you miss a block, you come back stronger the next play and take care of that block. That's what it's all about. It's about taking care of each other, whether it's on the football field or on the field of life. One of the highlights of my Air Force career was to deploy. Not many people will raise their hands. They send me to war, but when we do raise our hand to serve our country, it's one of the things that we have to go do. And so when my name was called, I proudly went downrange. And so I served, like they mentioned, 4 times, twice long terms in Afghanistan. And one of the honors that I had was going around the battlefield and finding where all our American soldiers, sailors, airmen were, making sure they were okay. Some of those outposts that you've seen in movies, they're true. They're out there in the middle of nowhere. The only way you can get to them is via a helicopter. And sometimes we would helicopter in. And sometimes it would be a Saturday. And they'd be, gee, we're going to watch the game. You want to join us? Because football mattered to them. Because football is the fabric of American society. So we would fly back to my home base at Bagram Airfield in Afghanistan. And I would do everything I could to get off that airplane and debrief. And run to my B hut, which was a little plywood hooch, for lack of a better term. And what I cared about most at that moment in time was what my nephew was doing, how he was doing on the football field. When he was a high school quarterback out of North Rockland up in New York, or when he was playing for Bryant University up in Rhode Island, or when he transferred over to CW Post. Those teams became my favorite teams. And when he gave me a sweatshirt from those teams, I wore it proudly. I've always worn those sweatshirts, and I've had them on the battlefield with me. And you see that time and time and time again. It's truly amazing. It is truly amazing. Now, one of the things that I had to do there as being the senior Air Force enlisted member was it was an honor. I was honored to have to be there on the flight line when we sent home a fallen comrade. And that was a very trying thing. As you see these caskets roll by with the great American flag on it, sending these great Americans home on their final journey. And one of them stand out like no other. And this one, folks, players, this one was something amazing. Because you never do anything with the American flag, right? You never put anything on top of it, and we didn't do that. We held to that honor. But his comrades, his teammates, carried his favorite football team's jersey onto that airplane with him. Because that was the most precious thing he had in the combat zone. So when you're out there playing your game, think of those folks out there. Think about them, because you are making a difference in their lives. No matter what small college you come from, or what major university that's being played on Saturdays at the BCS Bowl or whatever, you are making a difference in somebody's life. You know, I watch football all the time. I'm a big Miami Hurricane fan. I've had a hard 10 years lately. But we're overcome. We're overcome. But you know, it amazes me, as a 50-year-old man standing in front of you, how my emotions are tied to what 20 and 22-year-old kids are doing out there who I've never met. Right? Because that's what football does to us. Football is America. And I really appreciate what you guys do for us. Now, the Dream Bowl, what an aptly named term, right? Because you all have dreams out there. For most of you, like it or not, this is going to be your last game on Monday. What's next? You have to establish other dreams. You have to make a difference in your life, in the lives of others that are around you. So please, take the moment to embrace the celebration that is the Dream Bowl. Take a moment to look around the locker room to your fellow teammates that you probably will never see again. And just soak that in. Because that's what we miss most when we take off the uniform in the military. We miss the camaraderie. We miss that esprit de corps. We miss going to battle with our buddies. Because that's what it's about. It's about the person on your left. It's about the person on your right. So soak that in. Set goals for yourself to make sure that you become a successful person on the outside when football is all said and done. And follow those dreams. Just like Martin Luther King asked, and he had a dream. You have to have a dream. You have to have a dream to make yourself a better person, a better brother, sister. You have to make yourself a better parent. That's what it's all about, folks. That's what life is all about. So please, embrace that opportunity. Get out there and make a difference in somebody's life. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you tonight. Neil, thank you very much, and God bless you.